Today we're going to be talking about Travis Hunter. Should Travis have been an FCS preseason All-American? And should he have been on the stage at the SWAC Media Day? We'll also cover the SWAC Media Day versus the MEAC Media Day. Does any of that matter? And all the other stuff that I missed while I was gone. Shout out to you guys for checking in, and we'll talk about it right after the bumper. Stay tuned. My people, what is good? What is good, my people? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day, even though I've been gone for a few days, but I'm back and I'm here to talk about some of the headlines that was making a lot of waves and a lot of noise and a lot of views and a lot of everything while I was gone. And one of the first things that I want to address is Travis Hunter. I want to speak on this because I thought these topics were very interesting, brought up by Scotty off script and the Blue Bloods, and they were talking about. One, Scotty was saying that Travis Hunter should have never been at the. He doesn't think he should have been at the SWAC Media Days. He feels like Aubrey Miller, who was well deserving, should have been there. And if it was Florida State, which where Travis was originally going to, he wouldn't have been at the media day. And then Blue brought up the fact that Travis was a third-team preseason FCS All-American, and he doesn't feel like he should have been there. And these guys make valid points. These guys are honestly they're correct. But let's look at let's talk about the All-American thing first. So let me go. This is an article written by HBCUsports.com. Shout out to HBCUsports.com, and let's go over to their website. And it talks about the article is Travis Hunter headlines HBCU players named preseason FCS All-Americans. And on this list, you have on the first team, you got Isaiah Land, Jamiri Shepard both from FAMU. On the second team, you got Kamari Averett, who should be first team, by the way, but that's just neither here nor there. Jablonski Green also, I think, should be first team. Jablonski Green, South Carolina State, Kamari Averett of Bethune-Cookman, Jordan Lewis of Southern, and Isaiah Bolden, kick return on second team. He should be first team as well. And then on the third team, you got Ibrahim from Alabama A&M, the wide receiver, Xavier Smith from FAMU, Mark Evans from Pine Bluff, and Travis Hunter. Now, here is what they said about Travis Hunter. Rounding out the list is the only true freshman HBCU player to be selected to a preseason team, Jackson State's Travis Hunter. Hunter enters the college ranks as the highest-rated recruit to ever commit to an HBCU or any FCS school. The five-star athlete played for Collins Hill High School in Georgia, where he was named the State Player of the Year in each of the last two seasons. Hunter was also named an All-American. Hunter will look to play a big role for Jackson State, who looks to secure a second straight SWAC championship for the first time since 1996. Now, here's the thing. Blue brought up the fact that this is unprecedented. He feels like guys are more deserving, guys who actually have played college football in real games, not just spring games, should be on these consideration, on these watch lists, on these preseason lists. They deserve those accolades, not freshmen who haven't played a single down in a real football game yet at the college level. And all of that is true. All of that is very well true. And this is unprecedented. I think HBCU Sports posted the last true freshman who hadn't played a game to be ranked on a list, on a preseason All-American list, was Ed Oliver. Was on a preseason list, and he was at the FBS level at the University of Houston, and he was on a preseason list, and they got that one right. He ended up being a first-round pick by the Buffalo Bills, and he was dominant. He destroyed my Louisville Cardinals, by the way. But here's the thing about Travis. This is unprecedented at the FCS level. This is even, and to some extent, unprecedented at the FCS level and just on the football level in general. This isn't unprecedented. This is something they actually do in college basketball all the time. You see high-level, highly ranked freshmen on the college basketball level ranked as on preseason watch lists and preseason All-Americans before they ever played a game. And the main reason I think you see that more on basketball than football is because, one, basketball, albeit as a team game, individuals shine more in basketball, right? Like you can take over, especially at any position in basketball, you can take over a game because you affect both the offense and the defense. In most cases in football, a player, it's hard for them to, unless you're a quarterback, it's hard for you to take over a game because you only, in most cases, play one side of the ball. In Travis's case, not only is he the highest ranked recruit to ever choose an FCS program, let alone an HBCU program, he also is someone who plays both ways. And to the voters, I don't even know who the voters were in this Stats FCS All-American. I think there's a bunch of different media people because Blue said he's now a voter. But on top of that, the voters in Travis's defense, and one thing that I think helped propel him to get this preseason ranking, besides the fact that he was the highest ranked recruit to ever go to a non-FBS program, since the recruiting rankings were created, of course, but it's the fact that people actually have seen him on the field at the college level. Granted, it wasn't a real game. Don't get me wrong. It was not a real game. I get it. It was a spring game. But in that spring game, think about it. In that spring game, think about what Travis did. He had 2 interceptions, including an interception on quarterback 1, the quarterback who won the Jerry Rice Award, the quarterback who was an FCS, had a bunch of postseason awards after his true freshman year, had a pick on him, another pick, and 2 touchdowns. That's pretty damn impressive. That's living up in our first ever seeing. Like, honestly, when the Jackson State spring game came about, I was like, there's no way Travis can live up to the hype that he's been receiving in a spring game. It's just going to be too hard. They're probably not going to play him a whole lot, which they didn't. And they're probably, it's just going to be really hard to showcase his true skill in a freaking spring game. And somehow, some way, he exceeded expectations. And so voters have that. When they're voting for these things, I don't know when the ballots were due, but I'm sure they were due after spring ball since we're going into fall camp. And so their last vision of Travis and their only image of Travis on a college field against college players at the college level was him catching 2 picks and scoring 2 touchdowns. To me, that's worthy of preseason accolades. I can dig. So you add the fact that he's the highest rated recruit to ever choose an FCS program, the highest rated recruits in the recruiting modern day era to choose an HBCU program. And the first time we see him on a college field against college athletes, albeit second team, whatever y'all want to say, he scores 2 touchdowns and catches 2 interceptions. I can get behind him being on a preseason list. That is enough for me to go along with your star ranking to put you on a preseason list. Like I said, they do it in basketball all the time. And in basketball, now, granted, I get it, it's different sports, but in basketball, they do it. And then a lot of times, those guys that they put in the preseason rankings, the Paolo Bancheros, the Chet Holmgrens, the whoever, the Jason Tatums or whoever, the 5-star upper echelon guys that they put on these preseason lists, they end up having most of them have great seasons. They're 1 year, they're in college, and then they're taken in number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 10 in the NBA draft. Paolo went number 1. Chet went number 2. Those are 2 guys that were ranked in preseason All-American things last year. And then in the postseason, they were All-Americans. Sounds like the voters got it right. Because talent, cream always rises to the top. And if this guy is what he is supposed to be advertised and what he displayed, not just what he's as advertised, he actually displayed it against college players. Now, you can say it was a spring game all you want, and I get it. But the voters have eyes just like we do. And the voters saw what he was able to do on a college field against college players that play for the defending SWAC champions. This is not a soup sandwich scrub. Players that play for the defending SWAC champions, the team that just went 8-0 in the SWAC last year, won 11 games last year. Travis gets on the field and instantly becomes the best player. Instantly became the best player. Not just off hype and hearsay. He proved it. They threw his way twice. He caught 2 interceptions. They threw to him twice. He caught 2 touchdown passes. One a fade in the end zone, and the other, I don't even know where the hell the corner was at. It was a 75-yard touchdown. That's worthy of getting preseason nod. That is worthy of getting preseason accolades. That is worthy, to me, I can just say to me, to be recognized as a preseason All-American. Because at the end of the day, it's just a preseason award. It means absolutely nothing. in all honesty. It doesn't mean anything. He still is going to have to go out there every single week and prove that he is the best player, and prove that he was worthy of that ranking, and prove that he made the right decision, and prove that he can help improve this team who just won a SWAC championship. Every single week he's going to have to do that and prove that he made the right decision by going to Jackson State over all those FBS Power 5 programs that wanted his services. So I have no problem with it. I have no problem at all with Travis Hunter being a preseason. What is it? Third team All-American, FCS All-American, preseason. Hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. The other thing was talked about while I was gone was, now, should Travis have been at the SWAC Media Day? There were other players on Jackson State who were probably more deserving of Travis to be at the SWAC Media Day. Aubrey Miller was the big one, I think, off script said, and rightfully so. Aubrey is preseason going to be, in the running for Defensive Player of the Year in the SWAC. He is, if not the best, one of the best returning players on Jackson State's entire roster. He's an NFL prospect. He's a legit baller. Like, he's a legit stud. He has been the face of the program as far as the pregame show goes. If you watch pregame shows content, Aubrey Miller's all up and through that thing. Only person on there more than him is Coach Prime. So yeah, Aubrey Miller definitely deserved to be at the SWAC Media Day. But Travis needed to be there more than Aubrey. I say all of that to say they made the right decision by bringing Travis. I say all of that to say I wanted to lead it up and tee it off. Aubrey definitely deserved to be there. He's, like I said, the heart and soul of that team is what it looks like. He is a guy that is going to be the leader of that defense, both vocally and on the field. He is an amazing player. I think he's a guy that's going to have a chance to get drafted in the NFL come the 2023 draft. All of that. And I say all that to say, Travis still needed that spot. Travis still needed that spot. We would have been pissed if we just, remember what, did you hear what I just said a couple minutes ago? I said in the spring game, the first time we see Travis in pads against other people at the college level. And he only plays basically a half, essentially. And in the half, he played a little bit of second half. That's when he scored a second touchdown. They shut him down. In a half. In a half in a play, right? He scores 2 touchdowns and catches 2 picks. This is the first time. He's the 5-star, biggest recruit to ever choose an FCS program. Damn, just an HBCU program. Biggest recruit to choose any FCS program. He scores 2 touchdowns, catches 2 interceptions, in essentially a half. He's a 5-star, he's number one player in the country. Chose to go to a black college over all the other places he could have went, over all the NIL money he could have got elsewhere. He chose to go to a black college and play for a black coach at a black school that sees 60,000 people. Yeah, Travis should have been there. Travis should have been there. And this is no offense to Aubrey. No offense to Isaiah Bolden, who is an All-American kick returner. Cameron Silman-Craig, who was one of the best players on their defense. Shiloh Sanders, who's coach's son and preseason SWAC first team, all SWAC. No offense to any of those guys. Who else? I mean, there's a bunch of guys. Now's Gaddy, who was there last year. Now's Gaddy, who was there last year. Travis should have been there. They made the right decision by bringing Travis because everybody wanted to talk to Travis. Everybody wanted to talk to Travis. I repeat, everybody wanted to talk to Travis. A few folks would have wanted to talk to Aubrey. A few folks would have wanted to talk to nobody. I don't know. A few folks would have wanted to talk to some of them other folks. Isaiah Bolden, a few folks would have wanted to talk to him. Malachi Weidman, folks would have wanted to talk to him. Everybody wanted to hear from Travis. Period. And to say that, true freshmen typically at the FBS level, true freshmen typically don't go to media days, right? Like they don't. Like that's a real thing. If he was at Florida State, a lot of times big time programs don't even allow true freshmen to talk to media. That's just how a lot of programs are ran. They don't even allow true freshmen to even talk to media a whole lot. Even when they start, they're not really allowed to talk to media. That's just a thing that a lot of FBS programs, trust me, I know, I covered a lot of them. But Prime isn't traditional. Like that's the traditional ways to not bring freshmen to media day. But Coach Prime has showed you at every step in every direction, he is not a traditional coach. He doesn't go by the book. Whatever the book is, he threw that hoe out and burned it. You feel me? He don't go by the book. Last year, he brought another true freshman who had never played a college game. Hell, had never played in front of more than like 5,000 people. And his son, Deion Sanders, who he knew was going to be QB1. He brought him to media day as a true freshman, never playing a game. Hell, never even playing in a stadium with more than 5,000 people. He brought him. And he brought Niles Gaddy. This time he brought his son, who now not only has played in football games, but has won a SWAC championship, won an East Division title, won a Jerry Rice Award, won a SWAC Freshman of the Year. So he brings him, and he's QB1, coming back for a second season. And now he brings the number one recruit in the nation. So yes, Travis should have been there, period. Because everybody wanted to talk to Travis. A few folks would have wanted to talk to Aubrey. A lot of folks would have wanted to talk to Aubrey. A lot of folks would have wanted to talk to Isaiah. Would have wanted to talk to Malachi. Would have wanted to talk to Cameron. Everybody wanted to talk to Travis. Everybody and their mama wanted to hear from Travis. And so that's why he was there. That's why he was there. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. So yeah, no, Travis should have been there. They made the right decision. And like I said, Coach Prime has never been traditional. He's never been, and he keeps asking, what is tradition? What is culture? What are these things? Because if we continue to just say, oh, we do that because that's the tradition, oh, we do that because that's the culture, that is how you continue to stay in last place. That is how you continue to stay in the back of the bus. That is how you continue to not progress, not to be forward thinking, not to do, like, we got to break the mold. We have to continue to break the mold if we want different results. Then the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And so to get better results, you have to do different things. And part of doing some of those different things is not just bringing the guys who are politically correct. It's bringing the guys the people want to talk to. The people want to talk to Travis. The people want to talk to Shedeur. Because Shedeur and Travis, one thing I would say about them, that's different from a lot of the players from JSU and even a lot of the players across the different schools, is that outside of these things, like SWAC Media Day and different stuff, like, we don't hear from them a lot. You don't hear from Travis a whole lot. He doesn't come on my podcast. He hasn't come on CFL or Off Script or Blue. He hasn't done an interview with any of them outside of the Media Day. Shedeur, I think Shedeur was on Off Script. He went on Off Script a year ago. But outside of that, he don't do a whole lot of these media things. He does his NIL stuff, and he does stuff with his dad, the endorsements and stuff. But they don't hop on platforms a whole lot and speak. And so when you get a chance to talk to them at a media day, that's where you want to do it. And it seems like that's where they're focusing their attention and purposely doing those and keeping themselves out of the media a ton, right? As far as like doing like little podcasts and different bits like that, different media bits. So yes, Travis should have been there. Absolutely, no doubt about it. And I'll be brief on the on the SWAC versus MEAC Media Day because I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it. The MEAC Media Day looked phenomenal. It looked phenomenal. It was visually appealing. It was beautiful. The reels that they put out were awesome with all the players in their gear, the photo shoots, like all of that was just dope. Oh my God, it was awesome. Like, it destroyed the SWAC Media Day. But one thing I will say is I've never heard this much talk about it, a media day ever. Like any kind of media day. I've already been on record. I did a whole video about the good and the bad of the SWAC Media Day. There's a lot of things that I didn't like. I didn't like the fact that media members didn't get to ask the coaches and players questions while they were on the big stage. I didn't like that. It's like kind of scripted. Didn't like that at all. Sorry. Ooh, got something going on. Didn't like that at all. I didn't think about the background until I saw MEAC. I didn't think about the backdrop. I was just like a big curtain, right? And then you see the MEAC with all this digital stuff. Like, I was like, oh, dang, I guess that could have been different. That could have been upgraded. But I mean, at the end of the day, the media day is just media day. The purpose of the media day is for the media to get out any and all information about the teams, the players, and the coaches to the public. That's it. All the glitz and glamour is a bonus. I love it. It's great for like content, but at the end of the day, it's just that. It's just a bonus. It means it doesn't determine anything on the field. It doesn't determine anything as far as attendance. It doesn't determine anything as far as ratings and revenue. It just is for show. And you know what I'm saying? And so the SWAC people, of course, were like on the defense, like, yo, media day don't mean nothing. Y'all ain't never talked about media day this much. Yeah, that's true. But it goes back to my previous point. You want to continue to grow. You want to continue to put out a better product. And so if you have a chance to put out a better product moving forward, you should take notes from the MEAC. Just take notes from the MEAC. You, Dr. Charles McClellan, got on stage at the media day and said, we are HBCU super conference. We are a super conference. And so now it's time to start acting like one. And that means opening up the budget, even at media day. Open it up a little bit. You got some new revenue sources. Open it up a little bit and have a more advanced, proper presentation. Make it look better. Make it look better. That's all. That's what the MEAC did. And if you're a super conference, if you're the 12-team conference opposed to a 5 or 6-team conference in the MEAC, you should have proper presentation. You should be able to do some really funky, cool stuff. You should be able to upgrade and continue to advance and continue to push forward. Don't just say, hey, this is why we always done it. It gets the job done. No, continue to go forward. Continue to advance, to continue to progress. Take notes. It's okay. It's okay to learn. Players F up too. Man, players F up too. It's okay to be like, okay, we got hit across the chin by the MEAC. They outdid us. But just don't allow it to happen again. That's it. Just don't allow it to happen again. You took one right across the chin and been taking them on the field from the MEAC for a while. I think it was 16 SWAC MEAC Challenge Celebration Bowl. The MEAC is 16-5. And so that's one thing they can hang their hat on. They can say, yeah, we might have a small conference, but this small conference is still 16-5 against the SWAC. 11-4 in the SWAC MEAC Challenge and 5-1 in the Celebration Bowl. So they're doing something right up north. Yeah. So shout out to the MEAC, man. Shout out to the MEAC. Once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe on your way out. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.